Warning: some viewers may find the following video disturbing. This episode may contain topics of murder, suicide, or sexual assault. Viewing discretion is advised. Welcome to the True Crime Dad YouTube channel. In this corner of the interweb universe, I will be discussing case files of the missing, the mysterious, and the murdered, with maybe a few dad jokes thrown into the mix. Fueled by caffeine and curiosity, I will give you all the crazy and gory details of these cases. A little bit about me. My name is Joey. I'm 49 and I've always loved true crime. I live in southeast Nebraska and I'm a father of 3. True crime just fascinates me and keeps me wanting more. I just wanted to give you a little introduction of myself. Please enjoy the episode. Let's get into the case. The first case I decided to cover is the mysterious case of Elisa Lam. This case will baffle you and have you asking what really happened to Elisa. Elisa Lam Bad Water. Born on April 30th, 1991, Elisa Lam was reported missing by her parents on February 8th. Her body was finally discovered on top of the Cecil Hotel in downtown LA where she had been staying. A hotel maintenance worker was investigating complaints about low water pressure, so he went to the roof and there she was. Let's go back in time a little bit first. Elisa was a college student at the University of British Columbia. She was really into fashion and she had made a blog about it. Also in this blog, she posted about her life as well as her struggle with mental illness. Lam said that she relapsed at the start of her current college term and this had forced her to drop several classes. This left her with a sense of being lost and with no sense of direction. For those of you that are curious, she titled this blog, "You're Always Haunted by the Idea That You're Wasting Your Life Away." A little over 2 years, Elisa stated she would be abandoning her blog for another she had started on Tumblr called Nouvelle Nouveau. It contained mostly fashion photos, quotes, and a few other words from herself. She had been diagnosed with bipolar disorder and depression. She was on several medications. Her family was said to have kept her mental illness a secret. They also stated that Elisa had no history of suicidal ideations or attempts. There was one report that she had gone missing for a brief period of time. Sometimes she wouldn't take her medications, and this would cause hallucinations that would cause her to hide under her bed for safety. She did go to the hospital for one of these episodes. Lam took the Amtrak to California where she traveled alone. She had visited the San Diego Zoo and posted many photos on social media. On January 26th, she arrived in Los Angeles. After a couple days, she checked into the Cecil Hotel near downtown Skid Row. She was given a shared room, but that did not go well. Her roommates were constantly complaining about Lam's odd behavior. Lam was then moved to her own room after 2 days. According to the manager of the Cecil Hotel, Amy Price, Elisa was leaving notes to her roommates that said, "Go home and go away." She would also lock the door to their room and require them to give her a password to enter. Very odd. A few days before she disappeared, she attended a taping of Conan in Burbank, but she was escorted from the property for disruptive behavior. Elisa would call her parents daily to check in, up until the day she vanished. On January 31st, her parents did not hear from her, so they called the LA Police Department. This was the day that Lam was supposed to check out of the Cecil. A manager of a bookstore was one of the only people to see Elisa that day. She said she was outgoing, very friendly, and very lively. Police did do a search of Lam's room to the point that they could do legally. They also had search dogs that went through the building including the rooftop, but the dogs were not able to pick up her scent. Police could not search every room without probable cause. On February 6th, with very little evidence, a week after Elisa had been seen, the LAPD came to the conclusion that more help was needed. Flyers with her image were distributed throughout the neighborhood and online to help get more attention on the case. A week later, after no sign of Elisa, the police released a video. Now this video is one of the strangest things you will see. This was the last sighting of Elisa. I've watched this video many times. I feel like someone was following her, but I'm not fully convinced about that. Could be a mental episode. Let me know what you think in the comments. You can see in the 230-minute video that she is alone, and she makes these crazy hand gestures and moves. It looks like she presses all the buttons on the panel and hides in the corner of the elevator. She looks into the hallway as though she's looking to see if someone is there. Then she leaves the elevator as the doors remain open. She then returns, but the doors don't close, so she leaves again and the doors do close eventually. Several theories had emerged that she was trying to escape from someone, as I said, I thought could be possible. Another said she may have been under the influence of some type of drugs. That was not the case, because the autopsy did not detect any drugs in her body. The last theory was that this was a psychotic episode, but this wasn't made public until after her bipolar disorder became known. Some people said the video was tampered with, but police said that was not correct. Let's get into the discovery of the body. During the search for Elisa, some of the hotel guests started complaining about low water pressure. Others would say that the water was black and had a very unusual taste. On February 19th, a hotel maintenance guy found Lam's body. She was discovered inside one of 4 1,000-gallon water tanks on the roof of the hotel. These tanks provided water to the guests' rooms, kitchen, and a coffee shop. When the worker makes his way to the opened hatch to the tank, he saw Lam lying face up. They had to cut the tank open because the hatch was too small to insert the equipment needed to remove the body. On February 21st, the LA coroner's office made a report of accidental drowning with bipolar disorder. The full report stated that when Lam was found, she was naked and clothes similar to what she was last seen wearing in the elevator video were floating around her. She also had a phone, but that was never found. The body was almost fully decomposed and bloated. It was green. There was absolutely no evidence of physical trauma, sexual assault, or suicide. It was also stated that they did find minor traces of medication. When they did the autopsy, they noticed that she was undermedicated or had stopped taking her medications altogether. The investigation did determine cause of death, if that is the one we are going with, but did not state how Elisa would have gotten into the tank by herself. All the doors and stairs are usually locked, with only the staff of the Cecil having keys and passcodes. I'm sure an alarm on the doors would sound if someone would try to force them open. Some people say that she could have went through the fire escape to access the roof. In fact, after Lam's death, a video posted to the internet showed that the roof could be easily accessed through the fire escape and 2 of the water tanks were open. The tanks were 4 by 8 feet. How could she have gotten into the tank without a ladder? Workers always had to use ladders to look into the tanks. This whole case has so many questions and very few answers. Answers we may never know. In September 2013, Elisa's parents filed a wrongful death suit against the hotel, claiming the hotel failed to look for hazards that would be dangerous for Lam and other guests. The suit was dismissed in 2015 because the hotel said there was no way they could have foreseen Elisa entering the water tank. To this day, we still do not know what happened to Elisa Lam. Could it have been a mental disorder, drugs, or was this foul play? I can't come to an explanation. I go back and forth on foul play and a mental episode. So tell me what you think happened in the comments. Until next episode, Please like and subscribe so I can bring you more true stories of the missing, the mysterious, and the murdered. Here is the dad joke of the episode. What's a dad's favorite kind of peas? Peas and quiet. Until next time, stay safe and watch your back. This is True Crime Dad signing off.